This garden was laid out by my father, or had it designed some 50 or more years ago. During its course of life, it hasn't probably had the care and nurture that I should have been giving it. And my mother would always say, oh, you know, how is it that I got one of the saddest gardens in London? And my son could be one of the more famous gardeners in London. And whilst now I got the opportunity that, you know, my mother, as you know, passed away in July, and I said, right, well, time to actually tackle the garden. So the sort of various things, I mean, I changed the front, I've changed all of this here. There was, my mother lived here, she had a care, and they planted a Christmas tree in the middle. And the Christmas tree just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the trouble is the Christmas tree started to obliterate so much of the space. So sadly, the first thing I did was to jettison the Christmas tree. And now I've got this beautiful Betula nigra, which is going to be very beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful in itself, and when this time of year, when you've got the bark that peels off, it's the pink colour, and it will have just a huge abundance of leaf, which will help sort of create the sort of more anchor the centre point. And in that area there was a yellow path that went all the way around. It was a circular path, and then there was another circular of pebbles, big pebbles. I mean, all probably nice at that time, but totally, you know, too much hard. You know, this is hard, that was hard. You know, we have the gate that come in here off the main Lexham Walk. So it flows, it flowed before, so, but now it's a lot more of a greener space than that moment in time. And these curved walls, you have to give a bit of, because the garden's not any one of the bit of the garden is square really. So you need to create sort of these curved walls. So that was correct in doing it. But the thing was, the paving went right up to walls. So what I've done is actually taken the paving out away from the walls, and then I've been able to plant the holly, the spheres, these hollies, and then they've got the beech, another holly. So I've managed to use two different, well, I've got three different structures. I've got some osmanthus in the background, two different osmanthus, and then one at the very back. There was a viburnum that still remains from what was here before, and then I got the taxus dome, and then obviously the beech, and then the holly. So it's a sort of playing with different colours, you know, like this. The taxus here is the dark green, with the holly is a slightly darker, different glossier colour, and the beech, well, obviously at this present moment in time of year, you have the remaining copper leaf of what is, you know, it's self-evident, but this soon will disappear, because when the buds push open, those coppery leaves disappear and the new growth comes on. And then behind with the Japanese maple. I mean, that is just absolutely stunning. I pruned that. It was a thick mop of hair, and I thinned it out. So this year it's going to be even more spectacular. This stone came from Haddon stone, as did these urns. So that it's been here, you know, it literally has been here for some 50 years. So we're going to sort of clean up the stone a bit more. So I'm really excited about everything, and as of this morning, I've got my tree ferns in there, because on the right here, it was the wall, and it's quite shady there, so it's not going to get very much to grow, but the tree ferns will do incredibly well. So I'm looking forward to those. The great thing about this house is that we are detached, and we have this amazing Lexham Walk. You know, it just creates a beautiful urban space, and you get a bit of noise of people walking up and down, but that's nice. You're sort of getting a flow, you're getting an appreciation of what a city is all about. You know, it's nice to sort of hear chitter-chatter. How would I go about giving advice to people how to do their city gardens? As I always say, make sure that you've planned all that you want to have in your garden. Don't go compromising. I mean, it's too easy to do. I think you do a tiny bit here and then do another tiny little bit, and then you arrive at sort of, oh, well, I should have done that, and if I'd done that, then this wouldn't be a problem. So it's really thinking through everything, down to, you know, structures you don't necessarily want to see, you know, and just thinking of the furnishings, how you're going to furnish the garden. That, you know, I've actually had some furniture that I've had installed for a very long time, which I'm going to now bring out. Do your research on the plants and the structure of what you're going to plant in the garden. the same as in a house. What colours you're going to have in the garden, what predominantly colours do you like? Obviously there's going to be a mixture. I mean, it's rather like decorating the inside of a house. You have different colour fabrics and things for your curtains, for your chairs, for your other things. So, you know, it's a question of thinking it through, thinking it all the way through as you would with, you know, doing an interior house for the exterior of the garden. Just think about what you're going to be, you know, looking for in the eventual colours. I've been thinking this through, so every morning when I wake up and I look down the garden, I'm thinking, you know, what's the balance, where is it all quite working the way I want it? And things have been nicely falling into place. So in May, around the Chelsea Flower Show, we're going to open up the garden. We're going to do various functions here. And it is the very first time I can actually say I got a garden. But what I'm trying to do is sort of create the, you know, an inspired garden with lots of incredible planting, you know, the daphnes and the eryngiums, and there's so many plants here that only just arrived today. So the garden is going to soak all of these up over the next few days, and then we'll just have to sit back and wait. So it's my Chelsea Flower Show in my own garden. Here I'm sort of been thinking it through over the last 4 or 5 months as to what I think would be the right thing. So, cut.